What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Arkham Devil back here with another episode of Sandia Peaks Amusement Park Planet Coaster video. In today's video, we are pretty much just adding on to the church that we built in the last episode, just kind of creating one of the buildings next to it, or two buildings next to it. The second one that I built is actually, I think I'm going to move that to the other side of the plaza and then put another one there. I just feel like that other building on the other side of on that right side of the church is just a little bit too tall, and that's kind of why I want to move it. I kind of have it set up so that the church is sort of the centerpiece of the area, or at least of that side of the plaza, and so the main, the main sight line for that part of the plaza is meant to be the church, and so I want that to kind of be the tallest thing that you see. That's going to be kind of what draws people's eyes to the area, is that church. It's a very, it's an iconic part of Old Town Albuquerque, and it's something that I want to make sure that it gets eyes drawn to it. And I think this building next to it that I'm working on right now does a pretty good job of that. It's pretty tall. It's still 2 stories high, but it's not as tall as the church itself. So it definitely kind of gets that across, that you're meant to see it, but the church is meant to be the thing that draws your eyes to the area itself, and you'll see what I mean by that later. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying watching it. You saw me a minute ago struggling with putting the paths in that little building. I fought that quite a bit. The one thing with this game is definitely the pathing. Definitely is something that I struggle with a lot more, I feel like, than any other piece. And yeah, I mean, this building was a lot of fun to make, and I think it turned out really well. Yeah, I mean, this is basically, yeah, I really like this building. I think it turned out really well. It is, all of the buildings that I am making in this plaza are based off of real buildings in Old Town. Oh goodness, did I leave that at that level? Okay, I am lowering it down now. Okay, yeah, I forgot that I did that. Okay. I was just thinking that it looks kind of horrible if I'm going to leave that little overhang at that height, but I do change it. Yeah, these videos are recorded pretty decently long in advance, so yeah, I'm almost reacting to this in real time with you guys. I forgot that I'd done that. Yeah, I mean, this building is basically just a shop that is actually next to the church in Old Town Albuquerque. It's kind of inspired by that. I'm not really sure. I don't remember exactly what the shop is, but I do remember that it is an actual shop in Old Town Albuquerque. This here with the floor is something I'm sure that you guys know about at this point, but you can kind of hide the grass by putting little pieces under, kind of like right on the foot level, and this kind of makes it look like this building has a wooden floor, even though it really isn't. It's just grass, and it'll look like, people on the inside of the building are just walking around. Now this part, working on the plaza, it's something that I redid this little fountain part. I was gonna make a pavilion like you see in real life in Old Town, but I couldn't really get it to work or to look the way that I wanted it to, so I end up just scrapping the pavilion entirely and just putting a fountain there. So this whole section of the video is essentially just useless, and yeah, you'll find out in a minute that I end up just taking all of this down because I just didn't like the way it looked. I wasn't really able to get it to look right. Even though this first part looked pretty decent, I thought. I felt like I did an okay job with that, but it just, the roof really, I didn't like the way the roof turned out. I didn't think I did a very good job on the roof, and so yeah, that kind of caused me to just delete this and start over anew, and you will see that as I'm trying to find the piece to use for the roof, and I'm trying to turn it, and you know, I do get a good chunk of it, but as I was deleting pieces of it, I just kind of, you know, I stopped recording, and I was trying to think of how I was going to do it when I was done recording, and eventually just came to the decision that I think I'm just going to delete the whole thing and just make it a fountain, which is fine. And I actually turned this little plaza area into like a little garden, and yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. All things considered, I think what I ended up going with wound up being pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with what I ended up with. And you can see, even doing it the way that I'm doing it now, it's kind of like, you know, those big pieces on the on the other side of it really kind of stick out and really kind of ruin the vibe. So I just end up flipping the fountain over and just making a little fountain, putting a little statue on it, and that's kind of what I ended up doing. I know in the last episode I had mentioned maybe redoing the mountain in the background, Sandia Peak. I've not decided if I'm going to actually do that or not yet. I'm leaning more towards no, just because I'm kind of okay with it for now, so I'm not sure if I'm really going to do that just yet, but I want you guys to comment, tell me what you think about it, and if you think I should keep it or if I should get rid of it. I just don't feel like it's really big enough, and yeah, you can see me there just deleting it, just deleting the whole thing, and I end up flipping the fountain over and just putting a statue on top of it and just making a fountain. I even play a little bit with water effects, but I don't end up doing any of it. I just kind of let it be what it is, because I didn't really like any of the water effects that it had. It just didn't, I just felt like they weren't really what I was looking for, and yeah, I couldn't really, it wasn't really anything that I could justify leaving in the park. It's not really what I was imagining. I might revisit and see if I can find something that I want to make work. I'm sure I'm sure I could find something that I could live with, but none of the stuff that I was really looking at was what I wanted. So for now, no water features, but yeah, we'll see what it is. You'll see what I end up doing with the garden in general. I think I'm still going to add some more onto it. I've not really fully decided yet, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much most of what I did in this episode. Just kind of finished that side of the plaza. The next episode I'm going to finish the other side of the plaza. That's the goal. Moving the building to the right that I'm getting ready to make right now, over to the other side of the plaza and making another building there, and then or replacing that building that I'm on right now with another building. And I want to finish the plaza in the next episode, and I want to get work on possibly the first ride. It probably won't be a roller coaster, but I really want to get, you know, I mean, I'm on the 4th episode at this point. I really want to get some rides for you guys to go and look out. I think it would make it a lot more interesting. I think it's time. It's that time in the season that, or in the series, that I start building some rides. So yeah, that's what's coming up. I'm not sure what ride I'm going to do, but I'm sure it'll be themed to something in New Mexico and Albuquerque culture. You know, maybe even some Hatch Chili themed ride in some way. I'm not really sure. I haven't really decided what I'm gonna do yet, but yeah, I'm thinking about it. By the time you're watching this, I've probably already decided on what I'm doing, and I've probably already made it, so you can leave your suggestions in the comments, or not. It's not really a big deal, but just keep in mind I've probably already made the ride and themed it. One thing I will do though, when I build it and upload the episode, I will leave it up for you guys to decide what the name of all the rides are going to be. So yeah, I mean, definitely stay tuned for that. That I will do for sure. This is going to be a this is going to be, I want to be very involved with the community with this park, and you know, that's one of the ways that I kind of want to do it, is to make sure you have a voice in what the rides will be named, and a lot of you guys might even be a little bit more creative than I am. So you know, that'll be nice for you guys to name the rides. You guys will be involved, and yeah, I mean, I definitely something that I want for this series is to have some kind of community involvement and to have you guys be engaged with it, and you know, you guys are watching it, so obviously you care about it, and so yeah, I mean, you guys will have the ability to name the rides that I make, and I just think that is kind of a great way to keep you guys involved, to keep you guys caring about the series, and also, you know, help me to be a little bit creative, because sometimes I can lack in that creativity, and sometimes I don't know what to name the rides that I make. You know, I just kind of get an idea for something to make, and you know, I don't really know what to name it. I just kind of make it. So yeah, that'll be, you know, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking of the series so far. Are you liking it? Do you think I'm doing good on building stuff? I'm still relatively amateur building. I'm trying to get a little bit better with details in this series. So yeah, I'd really like you guys to comment and tell me what things you can see and what you think I should improve on, what kinds of things I need to do better, what kinds of things that I'm doing good on, if I should, you know, keep kind of going at the pace that I'm going, or if there's some stuff that you think I should do better with. I'm, you know, open for suggestions completely. You know, it's you know, you guys just let me know what you want to see, let me know how I'm doing, let me know if you're enjoying it, and I'll let the video play the rest of the way through. Yeah, peace, and I'll see you in the next video.